What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show, where we go from struggle to flow. My thoughts today revolve around one question that I constantly ask myself. And the question is, and other versions of the same question that I'll present, but the question is, are you going to be able to stand for this? Looking back, years from now, will you feel just as justified in the decisions you are making? Are those decisions durable enough to stand the test of time? That when you look back, that you can feel that the decisions past honored your current self and even your future versions from that point on. I'll tell you why this constantly crosses my mind. Emotions, the violent shift of them, the watching of that, the fact that I can be so blinded by them and feel so completely justified in them in one moment, but then hours later, a day later, be completely soft where I was stern, be completely understanding where I was closed off, feel remorse where I was resistant. It makes no sense. It's like two different parts of me exist. And I can look at the same situation, the same person who has done me wrong, and on one day, not even show up to their funeral in my mind, and on another day, not be able to see them breathe hard. It's almost as if I made any decision in one state, I wouldn't be able to stand for it in another state. So then I have to ask myself, what decisions can I actually make knowing this? Knowing that while my feelings can shift in the wind, my decisions have more of a degree of permanence in the way they chart my course. So what decisions can I make that I know are bound to some sort of principles that will not sway with feelings? And the frame I usually go to for this is, what will I look back at the end of my life and be okay with having to repeat, having to tell the story of? And that criteria is like a razor that cuts through all my current emotions and forces me to think broadly, or table the decision until I can think broadly. Sometimes you have to let emotions subside before you can make a decision. And this is not also just about decisions. This is about how you show up in those moments where this matters, on the edges. It's much easier to maintain your demeanor and composure when things are going good. But how you show up in those moments of stress, where your nature reveals itself, those are also decisions, I guess. Maybe practiced and patterned decisions that don't feel like a choice anymore, but decisions nonetheless. And in those moments, I ask myself the same question, or a different version of that question. Will you be proud of yourself looking back at this moment? How you acted, what you show up as, what you say. If the person you are with can only remember you until the end of time, with the face that you have made during this heated argument, will you be proud? Will you be happy being remembered by how you are showing up in this moment? Because trust me, tomorrow, you will feel different. You will not be able to relate to the anger you felt in that moment when you showed up the way that you did. You will not feel as justified in it. You will not have connection to that intensity. But you will have made your bed. You will have left that impression. You will have done the damage. You will have created or burnt in the memory of you, or how you don't want to be remembered. And there's really not much else you can do after the fact except reflect. And that's the whole point of reflection like this, is so you can ask yourself such clarifying questions. Are you proud of the way you showed up? Can you stand for the decisions you made? Or will you stand for the ones you are making now? And the answers you get back, if you truly and honestly reflect like this, the answers will be guidance from yourself and informative on what your deep-rooted principles are, that you can actually use then to live by and feel more grounded in when you look back at your life. They tell you how to live, how you will let yourself live, how your older self will have less things to feel heavy about, how to adjust and show up next time so you can reduce those. Because when everything is shifting and sifting, there are some parts of you that you cannot allow to be as wavering. Or before you know it, you have no footing, no room, nowhere to stand. I love you, family. Stay true always. I'll see you on the next show.